What's the most disturbing way your family made money? My mother forced me to pretend I had terminal brain cancer for years, so we could collect donations from strangers who thought they were helping a dying child. Mom was the type of woman who would steal flowers from cemetery graves to decorate our dining room table, then brag to neighbors about her green thumb. She was always asking for help with one crisis or another, scamming airlines out of tickets to go to funerals for non-existent relatives, or going online to get refunds for packages that didn't arrive that actually did. Grace had spent years perfecting the art of looking pathetic in public while privately laughing about how gullible people were. That's how the cancer scheme started. Once Mom realized how much money people could raise online for medical treatments, especially when a kid was involved, that became her obsession. My dad resisted at first, but after Mom showed him how much money other families were raising, he became her most enthusiastic accomplice and started researching which hospitals had the most photogenic parking lots for our fake appointment photos. Mom handed me a wig and explained my duties to me. Your job is to look as sick and brave as possible whenever we're in public, because people will give you the shirt off their back if they get to feel like they're saving a kid. She created fake medical documents and expected me to memorize complex lies about my treatment schedule and prognosis that would make potential donors feel emotionally connected to my supposedly tragic situation. Pretending to be terminally ill meant I couldn't have a normal childhood because she was terrified someone would see me looking healthy and expose our scam. I had to wear my cancer wig to school every day and act exhausted during recess while my classmates played games I wasn't allowed to join. My teachers gave me easier assignments because they thought I was struggling with chemotherapy side effects, and my friends treated me like I was made of glass. Grace would drive me to random hospital parking lots twice a week so we could take photos for her fundraising posts, coaching me on how to look appropriately weak and grateful. Obviously, I knew it was all a lie, but I didn't really get how immoral it was until the day she took me to a cancer family support group because she said we needed fresh story inspiration to keep our cause interesting. She told the group organizer, "My brave little warrior has been fighting this battle for 2 years now, and I think sharing his story with other families would give everyone hope." Then she nudged me and whispered, "Look at their shoes. Some of these people have money to spare. Let's take it off their hands." I realized she was planning to use my fake illness to manipulate grieving parents of actual sick children to give us money. That's when it really hit me what we were doing, and I knew I couldn't continue pretending to be dying just so my mother could buy designer handbags. The next time we were supposed to go to that support group, I told my parents that I was done lying and that I was going to confess everything to the group organizer if they didn't drop this cancer stunt now. I thought that threat would be enough to make her back down. There's nothing my mom hates more than being humiliated, so I thought that if I let her know I was willing to expose her, she'd cave immediately. "Just let me tell everyone I've been cured," I say. "No one has to know we were lying and this could all be over." For a second, I thought she was considering it and I could taste the freedom to live my life like a regular kid. And then she went on a rampage. She called the support group leader herself to tell her that unfortunately I was having cognitive side effects from the chemo and forgetting I was sick, it's so sad, so she shouldn't listen to anything I told her. Then she called the school, my only place I could be away from her, and told them that she was pulling me out so I could focus on my treatments. The principal convinced her to let me stay through the end of the month so I could still stay on track with my class, and thank God for that because it ended up being my salvation. Because the next week I was at school and I choked on some water during lunch. It was a complete nothing incident, but my teachers heard me coughing and panicked because they knew I was supposed to have a weakened immune system from the chemo. I tried to convince them I was fine, but Mom had told them not to listen to me about that, so they called an ambulance that rushed me to the emergency room. I told everyone I saw at the hospital not to believe my mother when she arrived and that I did not have cancer, but I think they thought I was lying until they started running tests. Once they saw I was completely healthy, they finally started listening to what I was saying. My mom came rushing in, already full of excuses about how this hospital didn't have the technology needed to see my tumors, but when they asked to see my medical records, she couldn't give them any legitimate documentation or even names of